On that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no trying to motherfucking pat myself on the back or get no motherfucking goddamn awards or no accolades, nigga. It's just what it is. You know? Friend or foe, nigga, you know me. So all these other niggas out here talking that shit, that's all it is to me. Talk. I just let that shit slide off my shit. I keep walking, man, because I already know I ain't with all that dumb shit. That bag of lip service. So, you know, I'm an intellectual hard-ass hood nigga that give his reference and his praise and give homage unto Rastafari. You know what I mean? The head creator, the Most High Jah, and his imperial majesty and his most loyal servant, Selassie. We give thanks unto him that he sent his imperial majesty and his most loyal servant, Emperor Selassie, to us in this earth to be that great Mahdi for us. We thank the Father Jah for that. Rastafari. Yes. So y'all need to get off that bullshit where y'all hating on us because we are self-identified. We're doing it right now. See, that's why your butt hurt because we're doing it right. And we're doing it by lineage. That's what the fuck else. What else can we do it by? But by lineage. My lineage doesn't go to Africa. My lineage goes to the goddamn South Carolina. Hill, North Carolina. Washington fucking D.C. This what my lineage at, B. Word life. And my shit start right here in D.C., B. So my lineage is from where I reared up at. Coming out of mom's pum-pum. That's where your lineage is, B. I might have knowledge and information and know about the governments and the social living of a lot of places in Africa, but that's one of my things. That's one of my sticklers. Everybody got their shit. My thing is, I like to learn about the governments of the world and the social settings of the world, different countries. That's been a thing for me since I was young. Watching Jacques Cousteau go around the world and going in the ocean, you know, he always would show you different places he'd go and looking at the National Geographics. I was always interested more into the government and, you know, and the social living. So, you know, we don't identify as African Americans because we're not African. We're foundational Black Americans. What is foundational Black America? That means we are the people that built this country from the foundation up. Our ancestors built this country, and y'all must got it fucked up. We still building it. My homie D right across the hall there, man, he helped build a new Woodrow Wilson Bridge back. He from North Carolina, and he up here in D.C. building a bridge. The bridge you niggas cross all the time. He helped build that motherfucker. So we blacks is still building. We built it from the foundation and still building. Y'all act like all these Latinos and all these white people have been doing all this building and we niggas ain't been doing nothing since. Y'all tripping. We built this country when it was just a wilderness. And we made cities and roads and lands and bridges and towns and buildings. Amongst other things that situate the cities. Like the stoplight. Y'all got it fucked up. Stop hating. It's not becoming of none of us in this world as a black person. It's a sad case of affairs. You see? Critical race theory. Let me tell you silly ass white folks this right here, right now. Especially you ones that's just silly and want to push this shit. Y'all just pushing another form of racism. And it's a harsh racism. I'm going to show you how harsh it is. by breaking it down for you like this. Y'all want to talk about critical race theory. You don't want to talk about black history or slavery and stuff like that, or the black plight in this country in schools, because you worry about it's gonna hurt Johnny and little Elizabeth. It's gonna hurt their little feelings, and But what about the black children that know what they people went through, and it can't be discussed in their schools, but yet it's a part of the history of this country? Well, let's go deeper. Let's go deeper, if you will, because you niggas don't really be scratching this. Y'all just be scratching shit. Y'all niggas don't be taking and shoveling. God damn it. Just get down in and just get that shit deep enough, man. Look, little Johnny and Rebecca. Slavery should not hurt your feelings, because it is something that your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather and them allowed through law, allowed through just everyday social living. And it was allowed because it built something for you, little Rebecca and little Joshua. And what it built for you is what you don't realize right now. But by the time you become a teenager and start spewing the same fuckery your mom and your daddy talking to you about every day, that you're going to start realizing is to, be hateful towards black people, have disdain and white power, and it's all about white people. What they built for you through the backs of our people, it's called generational wealth. And how that started, it started by us becoming commodities to this country by way of building the country. And you say, well, what do you mean you black people became commodities to this country? Because this country had no other commodities. What does the wilderness have? What kind of commodities does the wilderness have? Let's start right there, everybody. I'll give you a second while I like this flip. This is about gone, I'll give you no. But what is a wilderness? What kind of commodities? I mean, that is equable to be reinvested and passed down if it's just a wilderness. Okay, this was done. It can't be none, can it? I'm hearing somebody in the background. I can hear you. I'm hearing somebody back there saying it can't be none. No, it can't. It can't be nothing passed down if nothing is built. If nothing is built up and nothing is established to be moved as congruence, then how can any type of generational wealth be passed down? See, now we're getting into the digging deep now. You say, well, Shaka, where the hell you going? Well, God damn it, just stay on the ride, because you're going to buck a little bit. Some of your asses are going to buck on all. Because, see, a lot of you Negroes and a lot of you racist white people and a lot of you so-called liberal white people who really just care about the black plight, you ain't really look at it like this, the way I'm about to pop it to you. Remember now, it's a wilderness. There's nothing to share. There's nothing to pass. It's nothing to commerce with. So, what was the first commodity in this white society trying to make as a new nation? Because see, you white people came over here already and tried to build and make nations, but you failed. You failed so bad that you all were starting to eat yourselves. Yes. That story y'all hear, it's not fiction, it's true. White people tried to, and they tried to enslave their own kind at one point too, dumbasses. They were bringing, see, Europe was spitting all this undesirables over here. Let's get that straight too. They were cleaning out their jails, sitting their derelicts and their undesirables, and some intellectuals who probably went against parliament and government, they were sending all these motherfuckers over here. Let them niggas be the test dummies. Send them niggas over there. Let them see what the hell going on. While we good white folks are here. Yeah, you vagabond white folk, y'all get the hell on and get on them boats. Y'all go over there to the newfound country. The conquistador says one over there exists somewhere. I don't want y'all to go over there to find it now. Yeah, go on by yourself. So the undesirables tried to oppress the undesirables and enslave them and make them build, Thus it was failing, and thus they weren't making any progress because they had no food to eat. And when the cold weathers came and the winters were brutal back then, these people had to basically start eating themselves. And a lot of them died off. And the word got back to the queen. So the queen was smart. And the kings of Spain and all these places, they were smart in France. Now, mind you, the slave trade had already been going. The queen and them just came in on it a little bit later. Because the Saudi Arabians and the Arabs, they have already been enslaving people probably like 100 years before the queen and for the white people even thought about doing it the way that they did it, as far as just taking black people. And they were the Arabs were taking people straight off of the Horn of Africa. They were coming out of Ethiopia, all that region over there, Somalia and Kenya. They was taking their slaves from there mostly. Of course, they didn't have to come all the way all the way down the bottom of South Africa and go through all that, but they just go right there. Just as though the queen really didn't go that deep, and they went to the west part and got most of their slaves. You see how that works? So, once again, there's no commodities, there's no assets, there's no commerce going on. So what was the first commodities in this country? Oh, the white people didn't make it, right? Most of them died off, they ate each other. Word got back that the white colonies that they're trying to establish has failed. No food, no provisions, and people don't know how to take care or till the land. So who they go get? Next time they start coming over with the vagabonds, they sending the niggas with them. People who they know about cultivation. People who they know about how to survive and make huts and build. Who had ingenuity thousands of years before they white behinds did. So, that being said, I think you now pretty much know who your first commodity was. It was the black man. Now, if the black man, now we're still talking about this critical race theory, Rebecca and Daniel. If the black man, was the first commodity, then what was the first thing that basically had to be insured and bonded? And who was it? Who were the people that was bonding and insuring these people? Oh, is it Lords of London? I do think it was. Lords of London were bonding and insuring most of the cargo on the boat, which were slaves, and the boat. They didn't even care about the white vagabonds they were sending, y'all. Now I want y'all to dig on that for a second while I like this split. The Lords of London insured and bonded the boat and the black people that was on the boat, not even the foolish white vagabonds. The unwanted and the unworthies, they wanted to get out of their country. The menaces. The derelicts of their society, they felt. That's who they were getting rid of. That's why I didn't give a damn about bonding or insuring them. But they bonded and they insured that boat and them black folk on there. So that means your first commodities, your first insured thing in this country was a man being black and a woman being black. Not even the cows or the oxen or the horses was bonded and insured. But the nigga was. So if this was going to hurt you, Becky and Todd, then it ought to, because this is how this country started off and how the wealth that's been generated all those years, that when you get about 16, 17 and going to college, you're going to get a chance to enjoy. It starts from here. Thus is American history. It's just history. It's not about trying to make you feel bad. It's about making you understand how your country started. Make you understand where mommy and daddy's money is coming from. Even though they might have went to college and they're working hard like that, but where did they get all these starts from? I bet you most of your moms and dads grew up without a problem as far as worrying about how they gonna eat or if the light bill's gonna get cut off. If the light's gonna get cut off because the light bill ain't been paid. If you know, you got enough money to cover the rent. Y'all ain't grow up with these problems. Y'all didn't grow up with these problems. Y'all grew up y'all grew up with pantries. And I used to have little white friends. I used to go to their house sometime. We'd go get a snack. And I'm thinking he'd be going to one of the little cabinets, you know, in the kitchen. This nigga goes into a whole type of closet situation with daggone cookies. I know some of y'all laughing because you remember the little white friends you used to go to, all your little well-off black friends that that had money could live like that. But most of the people I saw like that were black. I mean, were white until I got older. I saw some black people, but not a lot. The first house I ever saw like that, it was in Sugar Ray Leonard's house. I was working with a company called Apex Plumbing Company. We was delivering about 12 damn toilets in his house, and the maid let us. She walked us around the house, and that's the first time I saw a black person with a serious pantry like that. But but other than that, it was always been white people. So I know that's why y'all giggling and laughing and shit. And I'm like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like going in that pantry was like going in a fucking store for a young black kid like me. Because like today, even still, almost my goodies and stuff is on the top of the refrigerator. Y'all know how we do. That refrigerator is like another shelf. Stack shit all up on top of that motherfucker. I got cereal, chips, cookie, candy bowl, brownies. And what you want, man? We got it. So, but the wealth started with the Lords of London insuring the boat and the niggas on the boat. Thus, that insurance policy still stood here in America until American insurance institutions popped up. Hence Lehman Brothers. So this is American history. Remember, guys, jump over to the next side. This is definitely a part two because we're already in an hour almost. So this is American history. So if the first commodities was black people and the first insured and bonded things in this country were black people, then that means, and wait a minute, and the black people tilled the land, build the houses, build the roads, build the railroads, work in the steel mills, textiles, sold the clothes, cotton fields, produce fields, and we did all that. That means that black people built the wealth of this country. So that means the wealth of this country comes from black people. You wouldn't have a Lehman Brothers in this country if it wasn't for black people. You wouldn't have a big tycoons like Macy's or J.P. Morgan or E.F. Hutton if it wasn't for the wealth being built by black people. See, because I keep breaking it down so y'all can get it now, because we were the first commodities, the first bonded and insured thing that built the wealth of this country. Then that means we are the whole economic base of the country. That means that everything this country has established from day one was off of the backs and blood of black people, aka hence the day that we know who we are, come what come may. We are foundational black Americans. Okay? So Susan and Brad, this is the true American history. This is what your racist parents, teachers, and leaders are trying to run out the schools to not let you know. They want you to think that, oh, these people came over as immigrants and decide to, work for this country in different plantations. This is why we got to kill that African American shit. We ain't no people of fucking color. We damn sure ain't no fucking minorities. We're black people. And in this instances, black people around the world, we black people here in America who are descendants of slaves and the indigenous people of this country that been here 1,000 years before any slavery. We're known today, in this day and time, as foundational black America, which is so appropriate. Tut language, I'm gonna start learning that because that's the language that we taught ourselves. Tut language ain't nothing but a form of patois, but it's even wickeder than patois because it's like a whole nother language. Aratasase is like greetings and how you doing. You know what I mean? So that's also important to learn, and that's another I'm going to learn as well. Tut language. There's a language of the slaves, the way they communicated. They had to learn how to talk around the slave masters' coons and the little infidels who would go tell. Well, so I heard them talking about they're about to go do a little escape type of situation going on tonight, sir. They say it's going to meet over there by the creek where they pump the water in the well. I suggest you should go over there. Well, Bob, I thank you for letting me know about this. You are a very good slave. I'll tell you what, Mabel, cut a piece of that fat back slab about this here thick for Bob and go ahead and draft him a little mug of that beer over there. That's what you do, son. You do just like you supposed to do. And the way I done talked to you. That's a good nigga, boy. That's why tut language is important. And even though some of them niggas who were snitching, they knew it too, but then they had to be careful. That's why tut language kept evolving. And words kept getting more difficult. So, y'all need to really kill all this bullshit y'all be doing, man, out here. Y'all need to stop it. Black people around the world, unite in your own homelands and press them people for your fucking reparations. Let them know you don't want no fucking damn educational grants and all that dumb shit. We want cash fucking money. 2.5 per household. 1.5 per individual. Land grants and tax breaks. That is due to us here, man. We are so behind the fucking 8 ball. It doesn't make sense. We don't need y'all. We get that kind of money. I can take out my daggone one, and yeah, that money is untaxable too. That money is untaxable. There's no tax in that money. You cannot tax reparation money. We don't want to hear that bullshit. You're not going to give us reparation money. You're going to try to tax it too. No motherfucker, no. Untaxable money. And with that, I can take $250,000 of my money and set up a situation and can get at least 10 to 20 more people who's got reparations, who's like-minded like me, right here in the DMV and put up $250,000 of their money. And we go back and build a black hospital. Excuse me. We build a black learning center. That all are welcome to, of course. All are welcome. But no, this is black doing this. Just like you let us know when it's Italian doing this or this doing that, like how you Africans all of a sudden, when you do something good, all of a sudden, yes, I am Nigerian. Yes, I am Cameroonian. I'm Cameroonian American, yes. Oh, Cameroonian. No, shade on shade, Shea Butter, Twitter and Clubhouse. All of a sudden you got all this, trying to thumb nose at us Americans. Like y'all done something that we haven't done. We done damn near created everything that you live by in this world. Please, you got a lot of catch up to do if you want to be petty like that. But it ain't no time for that shit. Y'all got to stop that dumb shit. But let it be known, y'all ain't doing shit new, B. You ain't done nothing that we ain't did over here, man. We created this whole fucking culture. Everybody go, we ask you all the time, what's your culture in Africa? What in Nigeria? What's the culture? I don't want to hear about the food. I don't want to hear about the people. But the people what? We can tell you what our culture here is in America. America, the way you see America as today, it is black people that made it like that. If you notice, white people are trying to be more black and more hip than anything. Trying to talk like us. You're trying to wear their hairstyles now, fading and shit. Trying to act black. Trying to be all cool. Even some of them trying to be tough. Tony like some of these dumbass niggas out here about to get their ass whooped. We are the fucking culture. From the jazz to the rock, to the country, to the classical music. We made it all. We are the culture of this country. Everybody's swag is biting off of foundational black Americans in this country. From that goddamn washing machine you wash your funky clothes with, to the heating systems in your home that keep your ass warm, whether it's an old home with a radiator or a new home, to the fucking car you drive. Ford ain't the motherfucking first one. He stole that shit from them people a long time ago. And by I mean black people. We are the culture. Them nice clothes y'all wearing that get sifted by a cotton gin. Eli Whitney ain't invented that shit. He stole that shit from his slaves because he noticed the slaves, he tried to figure out a way to move the process quick and make it easier on them. Look here. Damn near everything you might see that might be patented by a white corporation or white people, they done stole it from us, foundational black Americans. That's as simple as that. So y'all get off of this dumb shit. You have no culture. You live in white America. Yes, and white America was established by black people in all its culture and all its whole social fucking living. We ate good in Africa. We ate good over in this country in America. We didn't eat the daggone scrappings from hogs and shit. That became a cuisine because we had no choice. I hear a lot of you bubbling fools acting like we ain't got no goddamn culture over here. Now lost their goddamn minds. We are the fucking culture here. And don't you ever forget it. If it wasn't for black people in America, it's a lot of shit out here y'all won't be doing. And no, Jamaica, you all did not start no fucking rapping and hip hop. No, no, no. Pick Me Martin was doing it before you all were doing it. They were doing it before Pick Me Martin and them. Y'all didn't start rapping. The only thing I can give y'all, because I know what y'all are trying to say, and I'm going to keep it right and keep it real because, see, I'm an older Rasta, and I see things evolve. The only thing I can give y'all is people like Kool Herc and them coming up here and showing the rappers that were already here on these streets with the big systems and whatnot, how they were toasting in Jamaica over records. You see what I'm saying? But the rap has already been formatted. The rap has already been going on. You want to get technical, I keep telling y'all some of your first biggest rap songs was by a group called a Fatback Band called King Tim III, Do It To Me. And the next one is close by a brother named Blowfly. Blowfly was a guy who was doing toasting before toasting really got into the toasting thing, got really introduced to the communities in America as far as a form of rapping over records. So Kool Herc didn't really introduce it, but he kind of helped, you know, assimilate it and usher it in more. The toasting thing, what they did in Jamaica. Over certain things, like you hear right now in the background. Let me let y'all hear a little bit of toasting. This is toasting. This ain't my shit though. This is toasting. I don't own the rights. This is toasting. So you know, before I get flagged. So that's what toasting is, y'all. They get on the mic and, you know, and they start chatting their little thing over any rhythm there, you know what I'm saying? Kool Herc kind of introduced that, you know, to a more wider range of rappers in the city and people who are inspired rappers, you know what I mean? Teaching them about the great Big U, you know what I mean? The great Brigadier Jerry and, you know what I mean? All these top-ranking MCs back in the day in Jamaica that were doing it in the early 70s. But mind you, rapping had been going on in America since the 20s. And one of my favorite rap songs, they used to do it on the Flip Wilson show back in the late 60s, early 70s. It'd be, here come the judge, here come the judge. Everybody know, cause here come the judge. Now, if you're my age, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Now, where was Jamaica then? So y'all stop that bullshit. You didn't start no motherfucking rap. Cardi bitch and Tricky Minaj. Y'all go ahead with that bullshit. Once again, stop hating. Stop trying to always look. See, it's our fault. It's our fault. We have given away so much of our culture to white people and people around the world that y'all motherfuckers actually think y'all really invented it. See, they say if you start to tell a lie enough, you start to believe that motherfucker. I mean, you really believe until you start to feel that motherfucker. Damn it, I done told you. You better pull your gun out, pow, and shoot a nigga, because I believe this lie. Now your ass sitting in jail, steady telling a lie. Well, you see, what happened was, because I tell them, they think I was lying. Maybe somebody over there that know the truth, like, that nigga lying like shit. Might get your ass whooped for being there fronting. But because we gave away so much of our culture, you silly motherfuckers think